Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves at home. We're having so much fun here in studio. Congratulations to all the cosplay winners. Thank you, DJ Elliot, for that. Guys, please remember we are available on all social media platforms. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and of course, YouTube. But next up for you guys, we have none other than Alan Quah.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So, welcome back. It is Comic-Con Africa weekend, and I am sitting here in the hot seat with a hidden genius, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Alan Quah, all the way from Malaysia. Sir, how are you doing?
Hello, Zaid, and hello, everyone in South Africa. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, thank you for making the time for us, Alan. Alan, you are one of the most busiest artists around, and we're so grateful to our friends from Scott's Collectibles who have helped us to schedule this sitting with you. And you've already started this amazing piece of Lobo. And I just want to get into your mind. I'm going to ask you some questions the fans have sent us and all of that. And I hope you don't mind me trying to dig into the genius that is Alan Quah.
You're being way too kind. Me being a genius, I'm not so sure, but all I know is that I'm just doing my best to keep up with all the amazing talents. My peers in the industry, all of them churning out amazing covers, every day. I'm just trying my very best to keep up, actually.
Oh man, you are much too humble. I mean, you are much too humble. Like I've just picked up my variant copy of Nightwing, the most recent one. It just came out now in August, and I gotta say, your use of space, your use of color, the amount of detail you pack it in. What we're gonna do is we're gonna superimpose a picture of that so everybody can see it. I mean, wow, my man, wow. How do you manage to do all of that? Like, wow.
Well, thank you. Well, doing the Nightwing assignment is really something really special for me because I've waited many years to be able to draw for the mainstream comic publishers, and when I got a chance, my main agenda really is to give the very best that I can onto all the covers. And also because of the years of training, or rather getting prepared to draw for mainstream comics, it has been many years of training, learning how to do the backgrounds and all those things. So when the chance came about, I really wanted to present really my strength in storytelling. So I wanted to add in as much backgrounds as possible in all my covers. So when that opportunity arrived, I wanted to tell a little mini story in all my covers, where you can see, images of Nightwing jumping from a building that give me the opportunity to draw a massive landscape of high rises. And then there's a cover that I draw Nightwing running on the streets, right? So I get to go crazy with the street scene, and so that was really my agenda, when I was approaching the covers on Nightwing, to throw in as much storytelling and as much background as possible in there.
That's wonderful. I think another excellent example of how you do that exactly is, and I'm gonna pop your Instagram handle over here on the on the screen over here, so my friends out there can follow you. It's Quah KM, and if you look over there, Alan posted on 20th of August. He posted his artwork for Nightwing issue 76, the B variant, and if you scroll to the side, exactly what he's talking about how he does the layouts and how he builds a story into the cover over here. It's just mind blowing because no detail is lost, and the image is never. It's so well positioned and I'm gonna call it paced that you get absorbed. Excuse me, you get absorbed into the art and the colors and this thing. And my man, it's truly a gift. It's truly a gift.
Thank you. I guess I like to draw backgrounds. I have this little what you call interest in in backgrounds. I enjoy drawing intricate designs on buildings, very elaborate images of environments. I like to do that when I was the last few years when I was doing interiors for for Titan Comics for IDW. So those years have given me quite a little bit of training in doing storytelling. So when I started doing all these covers, I tried to apply the environment concept to my covers as well, instead of just a cool pose. I try to add more in there, So when I did the latest cover, issue 76, I really wanted to incorporate some of those ordinary lifestyle in there somewhere, and the scene of the train station was really much inspired by my trip to New York last year. We went to the train station, and I wanted to like incorporate something that I've seen with my own eyes and make it massive. So that idea basically came about from that little visit to New York last year.
I'm looking now at the picture, and it's just exactly what you're saying. It's just wow, it's just incredible how loaded with detail it is. And then I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who might not be following the series, but there is a character in the background that you have immersed into the background, but the character is also standing out, so that there's something going on there. But I'm not going to spoil it for the watchers out there, guys. If you haven't already pre-ordered your copy of Nightwing issue 76, the variant cover B, there's still time to do so. Chat to your local comic store, and you want to get in on this. And when we eventually convince Alan to come over to South Africa to come and hunt, to come on safari drives and stuff with us, we're going to make sure you get signed. Alan, what do you say? You'll come over here to South Africa to visit us?
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to my trip to South Africa this year. In fact, everything was planned. We signed the contract. Hey, we're going to South Africa, right? And then this happened.
This COVID. But you know what? I'm looking at it as a blessing in disguise because, like I said, now my friends and the rest of us out here, we'll have more time to get some epic book covers by you. So when you do come and visit us next year, fingers crossed, then we know, right? I'm coming with a stack like this. I'm gonna stand by your tail and be like, Alan, let's start signing over here from there. So I'm warning you in advance.
I hope so too, because we are all being very busy right now since we are stuck at home. So we are making the best of our time at home and, just crunch out covers after covers. So hopefully next year, we get to have more covers for our fans in South Africa.
100%. Now, fingers crossed. Okay. Now, let's turn our attention to the Lobo piece you are working on over here, right? So, take us through it. Now, just so you guys know, Comic Con Africa hosts an annual charity auction. So, what's going to happen is this piece will be one of the pieces that will be available there at that auction, and all proceeds, once we auction it off, will go to a charity of Alan's choice. So now we're going to take a little peek behind the curtain, as it were, so you can have a look at Alan's process, and you can see exactly how this man's, like I said, I call it, he's too humble to say it, so I'm just going to say it, how the genius operates on here. So Alan, it's all yours. Take me through it.
Yeah, so I have already did some fine lines over the design, so that it would be easier for us to chat while I draw.
Yes.
So basically, the baselines are all there. So what I'm doing now is basically a demonstration of how I normally work, or rather how I normally sketch using the brush. So for this piece, I'm very happy to be given the opportunity to contribute to an organization, for a good cause, right? and hopefully I can, while talking to you, draw something decent enough for it to be auctioned off, and the proceeds go to a well-deserved organization, right? That do good works, right? So let me start drawing while talking to you.
Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you so much. Okay, so guys, what's going to happen is, and now at this point, we had a list of questions that came through. So I'm going to take Alan through those questions over there while he's drawing with us, and he'll also just give us an insight into his processes and whatnot, but not too much because we obviously don't want to spoil the magic. Now, I'm especially excited about the fact that you chose Lobo because, I mean, Lobo is a character we don't really see all that often. And I'm thinking now there are rumors that HBO Max are going to be picking up a Lobo series. So whoever it is that ultimately ends up getting this piece of year is going to have a masterpiece for their collection as the days go by and Lobo comes more into the mainstream. Okay, so Alan, first hot question. Which is your favorite character to draw? Like favorite of all time?
Well, interestingly enough, during this COVID situation, right, we have gone through quite a number of live shows, and this seems to be one of the more popular questions to ask. Yeah. So, my favorite character is to draw is Venom and Wolverine. So I hope to be able to draw these characters one day, to get a published cover,
Well, fingers crossed. Yes, it's only a matter of time. Now, which brings me to the next question. Do you still have time with all the covers that you put out and all the other work that you've done? Because, I mean, for the guys out there who don't know, in addition to his work on covers, Alan has also recently started doing concept designs for design studios like Royal Selangor. I hope I got that name right. And other houses as well. So do you even have time to draw just for pleasure anymore, just for the fun of it?
Well, actually, I really enjoy designing statues for Royal Selangor as well. It is really a nice distraction for me. You're just doing the same thing every day, right? So designing statues is really one of the more relaxing avenue for me, to stay away from, drawing on paper. Yeah. So I enjoy that. But at the same time, I mean, like what you said, there isn't really much time these days to do other stuff. But whenever I have time, most of the time goes to the family, and of course, my favorite hobby, which is collecting comics, so I try to spend some time on that as well, go to the regular hangouts at the mall to get hunt for we call old comics. I like my Bronze Age comics, my Silver Age comics. So every other weekend I will just go out and hunt for my comics.
Okay. So now, this is an interesting dynamic because not only are you a creator, but you're also a collector of comics. Now, there's something I'm going to come to slightly later in our discussion, and that, of course, is what it means to be a collector. So just so you know, Alan, we're doing a documentary series over here for Comic-Con Africa where we're trying to get everyone's perspective on what it means to be a collector. So I'll let that brew in your mind while I carry on with the art questions. Okay, so Alan, obviously you use various mediums. I mean, you use the digital mediums, you use the classic mediums, including ink and whatnot. And you have a distinctive style. So do you still find yourself experimenting with new techniques and new materials, or do you tend to stick with what it is that you like and what you use?
I cannot stay too long using a same style. I get bored very fast. So I try to make it a point to explore new mediums, whenever I can. In fact, what I'm doing right now, this ink wash style has slowly creeped into my professional work, because prior to this, prior to COVID, in fact, I normally draw with pencils for my published work. So this year I've already started moving on to using inks on my published work. So who knows? Next year I might be using something else again. But right now this is what I enjoy, using ink and getting tones for the artwork instead of just my regular pencil style.
I'm almost embarrassed to say, but I tried dabbling in a little bit of art myself, and I've only recently discovered inks, and I
Mm-hmm.
gotta say that you know what, it's like I'm watching you doing this, and like I said, it just flowing so beautifully, so easily, but the
Mm-hmm.
level of control that you need to have over the in this case the brush, it's beyond, it's just it's not something that comes overnight. So at this point, as a master now at what you do you still have incidents where you make mistakes, like where mistakes happen and it's a challenge for you to try and fix things up?
I do actually. In fact, I think all of us make mistakes every day. Last time when we were new in this industry, right? There's always this notion that you are not a good artist if you use an eraser or you use a whiteout. But then
Yeah.
as you grow older, as you become more experienced, right? You realize that if you are willing to use the eraser or willing to make a harsh decision to redraw something or to change something, right? Meaning you care about your work, you know. So
Yeah.
so it's not really about if you erase, that means you're not a good artist. You erase something is because you see you made a mistake and you need to correct it, instead of continue going straight on with the mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so yeah, it's we even even we right now we continue making mistakes, and but the good thing about it is that we know how to address it, right?
Mm.
Like if I know that this particular drawing doesn't look right, so you really need to you make a huge decision to
Yes.
change it. If not, it's gonna end up looking really weird, you know.
I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe because I mean, like the way you explain it, I'm just sort of like, wow, okay, that's reassuring for the rest of us who are still on. Okay, I don't know if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, but like, I mean, you are currently in Super Saiyan God mode, and the rest of us are still like with power levels under 9,000. So
You're too kind, bro.
anyway,
So
okay, so now so let's shift tack over here a little bit, right? So in your journey, right? In your journey, because you are also the principal at Komikaki Studios. So for those of them out there who might be new to Alan Quah and all the stuff that he works with, stuff there, could you tell us a little bit about your work with Komikaki?
well, Komikaki is really a brand that I created 10 years ago. Because back then, when I started in the business of comic drawing, the hardest part is to see your own work colored in a manner where you have no control in.
Mm.
So I really wanted to create a brand where I have a control over the final end result. So I started Komikaki Studio, to work with local talents in Malaysia, where I can create a brand where the style of coloring is something that I want, as an end result. So because of that, I started, having regular guys working on my published work, on my pencils, so that I get the desired result, consistently. So over the years, it has sort of like evolved to become a business, where me and my partner Sean Lee work together, and we produce coloring, for other comics as well. So Comic Kaki Studio right now is really a studio that caters to digital coloring for comic books.
That's wonderful stuff. That's wonderful stuff. Now. You also are linked to our good friends from Scott's Collectibles, and under that banner, you do commissions and you do all of that stuff as well. And I gotta tell you, when it comes like someone as yourself now, you obviously have like a distinct idea of how things would look or how things would be and whatnot. So when you take on commission work, do you prefer to have carte blanche, or rather like the ability to just draw from what you want or create from what you want, or do you prefer to have somebody guide you in terms of, okay, this is the outcome I'm looking for? As a creator, what's better for you? What do you enjoy more?
Well, as a comic artist, right, we are dealing with the editors and the writers on a daily basis. Meaning, as a comic artist, your day job is already drawing to instructions, drawing to a script. Right? So when it comes to commissions, I actually prefer to have some free reign, because it is a good distraction for me from work, where I can just draw what I want, So, and most of the time, if I get the chance to draw what I want, it always ended up to be, something that the customer will like to. Right? That's how I would like to think so. So yeah, when it comes to commission, I would prefer to, give my input and draw it the way I would like it to.
I find it curious. I find it interesting. Why I asked that is because, the South African market over here, it's still really a growing market in terms of comic book awareness, comic art awareness, and whatnot is concerned. So, when you have things like Comic-Con, for example, where people have this platform where they can engage with creators, I always like to ask that question simply because you want people to know what's available out there. But for me as a fan, I would much rather say, okay, listen, Alan, I like, for example, Wolverine, and I leave it to you. You create me the distinctive Alan Quah Wolverine, because I feel that as a consumer of content versus being a creator of content like you, obviously your artist eye, will capture and interpret something differently from the way somebody who just consumes it. But that's just I think that's just my opinion. I always believe that let the artist do his thing, man. Let the artist do his thing. Let the magic happen.
Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I also at the same time understand the why a collector would like to have some sense of involvement in the creative process. Because it is fun, right? It is something that they can immortalize in their collection, right? I totally get that. But I think generally the more seasoned collector will know that in order to get the best result, right? If they let the artists do their thing, most of the time, right, 9 out of 10 times they will get an artwork that that is beyond what their expectations, for sure.
I get that. That's very much my feeling as well. Okay, right. So I feel as though we are kindred spirits, you and I, because in as much as I'm from Africa and you from Malaysia, we have pretty much like the same similar views on these kind of things, right? Now, let's get a little bit more personal here, right? So, do you recall your first ever, I'm gonna say, collectible? The first thing that started you on this journey, because there must have been a certain point that started you down the road. So do you recall what that was?
I lost you there, Zed. There's no audio.
Big yours. Sorry, I lost you there. Say that again for me.
Can you hear me, Zed?
Okay. No, you're back. Sorry, could you just say that again for me?
Yeah, can you repeat the question again? I lost the audio just now when you were asking that
Oh,
question.
okay. No, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The question, I'll summarize it. The question was,
Okay.
so how did you start down your collector journey? You know, because I mean, again, you number one, not only are you a creator of comic art, but you're also a collector of the books themselves. So, do you recall where you started out?
Oh, wow. I collected at a very young age. Of course, as a kid, when you collect comics, right? There is it is a very innocent hobby, right? You buy books that you love, and you will read them hundreds of times, until they become a pulp of paper, right? There's no sense of speculation in your hobby, You're only thinking about, wow, this is a good book, I love this book, I love to read this book, I will read this book over and over again. That was how it is, as a young collector, right?
Yeah.
And then of course, over the course of growing up, right, for some reason you will lose your collection, just like what I did. I lost a lot of books as I was growing up. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened to them, but for some reasons they are just gone, right? And then as I grow older, you know, you have a career, you got more money, you wanted to,
Yeah.
rekindle that passion again. So that happens to me too. When I got back into collecting comics again, I, I'm not really chasing, first appearances or books that the market says that it is a hot book. I am more chasing, my childhood. Like a certain book that will remind me of a certain event as a child. So
Yeah.
I'm chasing those feelings more than speculating on an expensive book. So that is pretty much the gist of how I collect comics. As even till now, I am still chasing books that that reminds me of a certain time. In my childhood. I enjoy that lot. I enjoy that more than chasing first appearances.
I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
yeah,
I'm
but
with
I'm
you.
shy to say that my collection is not really a super key collection. My collection consists of comic books that I like, by comic artists that I love, you know.
Yeah. Okay, now. You alluded to something with them. This is a hot topic, right? This is going to be a little bit controversial, so people out there might get a little bit upset with us, right? But you mentioned speculating. I think that there's this culture recently that's pretty much come up. Well, okay, it's always been there, but now it's become more and more apparent that a lot of people out there buying books. They're buying books, they're buying covers, especially, the variant market, because they're speculating on that. So what are your thoughts on speculation? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Not for you specifically,
I
but
don't
just
know.
generally for the industry.
For me, I sometimes get sucked into the whole idea of buying a hot book too, because it's exciting actually to me. I don't see it as something negative. For me personally, I see it as something exciting. I mean, it's like if the market decides that there's a hot book going on right now and everybody is chasing it, I'm chasing it too because it's exciting. To have the idea that hey, I happen to own this hot book too. So, whether it will maintain that integrity over the years, I think that is really not important because end of the day, it is part of the culture of collecting. I don't go crazy over it, But I'm happy that at the same time, people are making money out of it, and that actually continue to boost the comic environment, the comic community, which is actually, if you think about it, is a good thing. I mean, a lot of us are getting jobs because of that, right? So I see it as a positivity, really.
I think it's a good thing in a way because it drives. Okay, wait. Like, see now, it's difficult for me because like from the perspective of the business, I get how it's like it's a critical thing because it drives the market. I mean, let's look at your Nightwing covers for example. It's something fresh, it's something dynamic, and I mean with the way the kind of work that you're doing and stuff with there, like I mean, it becomes a hot commodity because, for example, and for those of the guys out there who may not know, there's an app called Key Collector, and they update everyone's listings all the time. And I see over here like there's several books in your name that they've highlighted as must-have books. So that's that's something. That's definitely something. But on the other hand, just in terms of the artificial inflating of the market, that's also a scary thing because people like in the 90s we saw it where people went and bought like a whole lot of books, but then they weren't able to sustain it. But I think that's a debate that we can have the whole day, and I'll leave it to the fans in the comments. In the comments below, let us know what your thoughts are. Are you a speculator? Is something that works for you? Is something you're against? And tell us why. Now, Alan, I'm going to try and dig you a little bit here, right? Because like I said, I follow you actively on Instagram. And on the 15th of August, right, you posted, it's a hint at some work that you're doing on The Last Ronin, TMNT, The Last Ronin. And so for I imagine that you have a variant cover coming out of them. Do you know anything about the story?
Oh gosh, I'm going to be very, very honest with you here.
Yeah.
I have no idea who is the Last Ronin. It is a very top secret project.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows except for the creators. Even the publishers are not giving us a hint. To reveal who is it. So we are pretty much shooting in the dark on how we approach the variant covers.
Yeah.
And the most so-called challenging aspect from my point of view for doing this project is, I did issue one of the Ronin, The Last Ronin.
Yeah.
And the book sold out because of the popularity of it.
Yeah.
And after that, I was assigned to continue working on this project on all 5 issues. So right now we are still toying with the idea on how to approach it so that it can sort of like stand alone, even if we guess it wrong, So
brilliant, man.
So I've just done issue 2, and my concept for The Last Ronin is a very straightforward concept where I draw a front and back version of the turtle, and we have 5 issues. So I've already done a version of the Last Ronin in a hood. The consecutive 4 covers will be focusing on the 4 turtles. So I will have a version of all 5 covers front and back, which in the end, after all is done, it will be collected as a full 10 collection.
Okay, so you see now why I ask that, and for those of you out there, Kevin Eastman is also going to be one of our guests throughout the show, and we know for a fact that like he's not going to let anything of them. What's really exciting about the story is the fact that I think for so many of us, we can track some of our earliest memories of collecting and the hobby as well back to TMNT, between the cartoon and all of that stuff of there. But now for somebody like you now, like working with these iconic characters, because I mean more recently your work with DC, your work with IDW with the Turtles and stuff there, knowing that the images that you create become a part of the mythology, and the mythos of here, what's that feel like for you as a creator and a fan? Like what does that do to your emotional state knowing that you are now a part and parcel of this history?
Well, it's a great honor actually, to be given this kind of opportunity to work on characters that years back you can only dream about. 5 years ago you can only dream about working on a TMNT cover, and then this year I've already done like quite a few, So I obviously, I feel blessed, of course, to be given the opportunity, to continue creating covers, and I look forward to, what is just around the corner, But as it is right now, it is really a real honor, to be given all this opportunity.
Yeah.
So I hope that I will continue drawing covers that everybody likes.
Well, speaking as a fan, and I'm certain on behalf of the fans, I would say that just like magical things ahead, my man, magical things ahead, because just it's so difficult for me because like normally as somebody who is interviewing, you're supposed to look at the camera and be like all of that, but I've just been sitting here the whole time and I'm just like watching you, and like I've seen the evolution in what you created here. And we've just been having like a really, really short chat, and this is what you do, my man. This is what you do. It's just Have you ever had a moment where you sit back, you look at something that you just did, and you're like, damn, I'm good. I am Alan Quah, and I am that damn good. Like, do you ever have those moments?
No, I don't, because I don't believe that as a creator you have any right to tell people how good you are. In fact, I just had this conversation with my little daughter yesterday. About because she was asking me about about humility. So this conversation popped about about me drawing comics and all those things. So the conversation was really about if you think that you're good, right?
Yeah.
It is not something that you think. It is something that people give you. If you are good, people will tell you you are good. So it's not you telling the world that you're good. It doesn't work like that. So to me, it's like I can only say, hey, I think I did something right today, but I don't think I have any right to say I did something awesome. I'm good. I don't see myself good. Because I know that what I'm doing now, probably 1 year or 2 years down the road, right? I will think that this is a horrible piece of art. That always happens. Because I can't stand my drawings from 2 years ago. I always thought that what I did years back is horrible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that gives me comfort that I know that I have leveled up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So do you? Okay, so now I'm gonna have to ask. I'm gonna have to ask another question. Again, you forgive me if I'm becoming too personal, but I mean, again, as somebody who is observing and experiencing your work, I can very comfortably and very easily give that compliment to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Alan Quah, and he is a genius. And it's difficult for you to accept that. But like, do you ever have that thing like imposter syndrome, like where you feel like, okay, look, these people are telling me I am this good and this great, and I can sort of see that I did good work today. But like, do you ever have that thing like where you like, okay, but where do I go from here? What do I do? That sort of like fear. Is that like a normal thing? Does it happen to you, or is it just you just take it one day at a time?
No, I think well, I guess that feeling does creep in when when you just started out in the industry, But then I think as you grow older, as you become more established, I think there is this comfort of faith where you you are more secure with your ability. That the fact that if you continue doing what you are doing right now, you will continue to level up. Because
Yes.
experience have suggested that to you. Over the years, that if you keep on doing what you're doing and you keep on experimenting, your style will get better. The way you draw this particular line will get better. So I'm comforted by the fact that my experience tells me that there will always be room for improvement for everyone, because drawing, right? What I'm doing here, it's really an act of repetition. I'm just making this stroke over and over again on a daily basis, every day. I've been doing this for so long, right? So I'm comforted by the fact that this repetition will continue to become better. So with that in mind, I can just have that in my belief system that just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and everything will be just fine.
Wow, and again, speaking on behalf of the fans, I think we're all very grateful for that. The fact that you're constantly on this journey. So sorry, sorry, that was my office looking for me. I'll just say, I just wanna. Hi, Alan. Am I still? Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can still hear you.
Okay, 100%. Sorry, there was a phone call that came in over here from my office, and I just had to cut it quickly. So I'm just going to say that again. Guys, get it from here. And Alan, I can assure you, speaking on behalf of the fans, we are grateful for the fact that you take this journey every single day. Now, I can see that you are in the, from my perspective, it looks as though you are in the home stretch. You'll be adding some, adding a background over there for contrast. Now, when you are creating a piece like this, I should probably ask this earlier, but we got taken away. Do you, in your mind's eye, already have an idea of where it's going to go and what it's going to look like, or does the image keep on changing as you work on it more and more? Yeah, in your eye.
The art should look like.
Hi, Alan. Sorry, Alan, I lost you there. Can we just say that again?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, so I was saying, in my mind's eye, right? What I see as a final image is always a perfect picture. But when you are actually putting it on paper, right? For some reason, the brain will never be able to project that image as how you see it in your brain. So most of the time, even when on this piece, as I'm drawing it, right?
Yeah.
I am just drawing it based on instinct, and I will be making changes as I go along.
It's just mind blowing. It's just mind blowing because like with every stroke of that brush. Sorry, this is getting very, very embarrassing now. I'm not sure. I'm a lawyer by day, and so what happens is I've got clients looking for me now, and I'm just like, what, just wait. I'm busy. Just give me a minute. Sorry about that, Alan. I do apologize.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit.
Hi, Alan. Can you hear me?
Sorry?
Hi, Alan. Okay. Yes, sorry. It's back. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello.
Sorry?
Yes, Alan. Okay, I think we're back. Hi, Alan. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear clearly now.
Okay, right now I apologize for that. No, I was just saying that I'm a lawyer in my day job, and it seems that there's a client looking for me, so they may just wait. I'm busy now. I just apologize for that. Anyway, what I was saying was, okay, so I'm just going to say it again so they get it on the client. Okay, Alan, the thing that's it's so interesting to me that you say that the image evolves as you're going through it, because from somebody watching you work, it looks as though like every line, every little bit of shading, every bit of detailed stuff, it's premeditated, and it's so insanely awesome that you're saying that no, it's a constant evolution with the picture of this. So it's just a pleasure to watch. It's just a pleasure to watch.
Oh, I'm glad that you enjoy watching me draw. Thank you.
Alan, okay, so now we've come to the home stretch over here, right? So, parting shots over here. If there were somebody who was looking to start creating, as you have and as you do, would there be any advice you can offer them from your experience?
Well, I only have one advice is finish what you started. If that make any sense, because it's always very easy to get excited, to want to become something, right?
Yes.
Or even to want to draw comics for a living, right?
Yeah.
It can get very excited, but it can just the excitement can just disappear very quickly.
Yeah.
So I think one of the most important aspect of comic creating is to finish something. You start a drawing, you got to finish it. You don't say that you don't have the right to say that you lost interest or this doesn't look nice, so I want to draw another one. Because it's better that you draw 10 bad drawings than you just draw one good drawing, because you're giving yourself a chance to learn from the bad drawing, to become even better, to do even better drawing the next time, So I think it is very crucial for beginner artists to not lose interest by finishing what they started, because that is the only way for you to understand what is the meaning of a deadline. You got to finish something.
Oh, I never thought about that. I never thought about you can get more experience out of 10 bad drawings than you can out of one good drawing. That is paradigm shifting for me. That is like, wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah, because for me, I have a special interest in seeing self-published creators doing their own publication, and
Yes.
whenever I have an opportunity, I will help all indie creators by doing a cover for them, and I always enjoy the fact that they are doing this. They are taking a gamble of creating their own book and just to show it to the world. Actually, that is one of the most courageous thing any creators can do. Is creating a book that have no guarantee, right? How the market will perceive it, but they are doing it out of passion. So that is actually something very respectable. And whenever I have a chance, I will definitely help to collaborate, right? With indie producers and I do a cover with them.
Wow.
So these are the people who actually decided to wake up and want to do a comic, and they actually finish it.
Yeah.
And they have their own product. So yeah, be like these guys. Finish something.
I think it's as they say, with this kind of work, it's more about the journey than the destination that matters.
Yep. Because as long as you are willing to continue walking ahead, you will reach your destination, right? Because once you stop, right, you're not going to reach there. It's common sense.
I get that. I get that. I get that. Okay, then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on that very poignant observation, give you Mr. Alan Quah. Alan, this is a beautiful piece, another masterpiece in from the house of Quah, as I call it. And once again, my friends, for those of you watching out there, this piece over here. So we are going to have it shipped out to us over here for our auction, and it will be available for auction. All proceeds on that auction will go towards the charity of Alan's choice. And just remember that by the time you're watching this over here, then you will be able to click through on the exhibitor tab, and it will direct you to where you need to go. Most importantly, Alan, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for taking this time out to have a chat with me in your very, very, very busy schedule. And of course, a special shout out to our friends from Scott's Collectibles for facilitating this for us. Alan, any parting shots for our audience out there? Anything you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, thank you so much, Zaid, for giving me that opportunity to, to do something for you guys. And I think my parting shot to the fans in South Africa is everyone try to stay healthy. Yeah, and continue collecting comics, and I will see you guys very soon, hopefully by next year.
There you have it, you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so be sure to follow Alan on all of his socials. I'm popping the details on the screen over there. And Alan, there's going to be a friend request coming from me. I'm hoping you accept it because we're going to become best friends forever. Yeah!
Yeah, I look forward to hang out with you soon, bro.
Whew, okay. Okay, that would have been very, very awkward if you said no. Okay, so guys, we've come to the end of this segment of here. Once again, shout out again, and thank you so much to our friend Alan Quah, our friends from Scott's Collectibles. But just remember, the show doesn't end here. There's still so much to do, so much to see. And just remember, Comic-Con Africa running online from the 24th to the 27th of September. If you have just joined us over here, be sure to check out the universe, the Comic-Con universe, as it were. You can click on the exhibitors tab, so you'll be able to go to one of the comic stores, so you can pre-order copies of Alan's up-and-coming books. You want to get those variant covers, because when he does pop over to South Africa next year, you will thank me for giving you the heads up, so you can get those books signed as well. Okay, so with that being said, back to you guys on the other side. Ciao.